How high up did you jump from? It keeps happening, you know? Show and tell. Hi guys, I'm Judy, and today I'm going to be watching Fruits Basket Season 1, Episode 2. It's kind of a rewatch if you don't know by now, because I watched a few of the episodes, like most of the episodes of Season 1, but I barely remember anything. So, and I was watching it at the same time as I was rewatching the original show, so I'm giving this a new shot, and I am rewatching, and I'm having, like, the first episode was so much fun to rewatch. I am excited to get into the second one. Let's get into it. I'm just like excited to experience the story again, and yeah, and I have a quick reminder that I'm up to episode 19 at Patreon if you want to support me there, if you have interest in other shows that I reacted to, and if not, just don't forget to support the original content, and let's get into it. So, let's do it. But we're naked. You know it. Oh, Scuttle. Oh my god, Shigure. Watch me hating on Shigure for barely any reason for the coming episodes. He's way too excited about it. Yeah. Because Yuki is like so focused and calm. Shigure. Of course you do.
どうせ昔みたいに本田さんの記憶をそんなつもりじゃないよくれぐれもまた行方をくらまさないように
I'm so callous about things. What a way to introduce them. She's so earnest. A cigarette.
そうじゃなくて女の子がふざけて抱きついてきて結局その場にいた人全員の記憶を隠蔽する騒ぎになったんだ人間がネズミに変身するなんて変に決まってるんだそんなこと普通の人が知ったら気味悪がるよ近寄らなくなるよ離れていくよどんな決定が下っても何もできないんだだからごめん
Good thing she didn't come to investigate.
記憶が消されちゃってもまたお友達になってくださいね
It's so lovely that she, focuses on that.
はい元気です
いやそういう意味じゃ
It's so sweet. Kyo's voice, I know it. Yuma Uchida, I think, is the name of the voice actor, and yes, he does do a lot of bad boy types, as far as I managed to find out. I knew him from Kawaki from Boruto and Megumi from Jujutsu Kaisen, and I also now know that he also voices Ash from Banana Fish, so yeah, kind of typecast, but I really, really love him. And I think he does a phenomenal job with Kyou. Like, I absolutely adore him as Kyou.
俺は周りが見えなくなるんだカッとなると
And you're often upset? Okay. God, Shigure, you're such an annoying person. Again with the Shigure hate. Sorry about that. But I think I'm just thinking too much about things from Kyou's point of view because I love him so much. But honestly, you know, taking a step back, I can see how it's like super funny and kind of maybe even necessary for Shigure to make fun of Kyou because, you know, he kind of tends to take things too seriously and yeah, he just kind of needs to be teased, I guess. Shigure is still annoying, but yeah, he's also funny. Yeah.
本田さんを巻き込んで、秋人と二人で何か企んでないだろうね。いや、そんなんね。信用するよ。
よろしくお願いします。キョウさん。
誰がよろしくするか、俺は関係ねえ。裏庭の秘密基地に。秘密基地？ドキドキする響きですね。
Secret toilet.
そうやって人を手のひらの上で転がして楽しいかよ。楽しくないかといえばかなり楽しい。でも君のための。
How can you get manipulated into taking a test? I don't know.
明日からキョウ君もこの家から君たちと同じ高校に通うこととなったわけですよ。いただきます。食べるの近寄るの出ていけ。まあね、怒ると思ったよ。
キョウさんに嫌われている気がするから少し寂しいです。せっかく会えた十二支の猫さんなのに。
I know.
ねえ、相馬くんのいとこなの？相馬くんと仲いいの？怯えてます。
いとこと言っても親しくないんだ。口を聞いたこともない。
あの笑顔はいい色してるじゃん。人とはまた違う電波。やっぱり花ちゃんの電波情報はあなたのせい。
Now you know it means more. Like, why? How high up did he jump from?
お前に勝って歴史とした相馬の一員になるんだ。もうこれ以上つまはじきには合わね
え。It keeps happening, you know?
俺はユキに勝てりゃそれでいいんだ。邪魔すんなよ。おい、今日なんだよ。目障りなんだよ。
怒りマックス。
殴らないのか。その方が痛い時だってあるだろ。
Like you're gonna punch a cat though?
痛いことばっかり言っちゃうんだ。あいつに。あいつ？ってトール君のことかい？人と関わって暮らしていくのに向いてないんだ。君は単に経験が足りないだけだよ。他人と交わり、傷つけたり傷つけられたりしながら、いつか君を好きだと言ってくれる子が現れた時、大切にできるように。今は逃げずに修行を続けなさい。とりあえず正気かよって聞いてやる。あ、そう。
Okay, so cute. And I relate so much. Where did he come from?
なんだ。
呼んでみただけです。
用もないのに呼ぶな。
はい。
いや、なんかムカついたら今みたいに殴ればいい。
これはもしかして謝ろうとしてるのですか？嫌って言ったのは、カバンをぶつけたのは痴漢と間違えちゃったからで。
痴漢？
それどころか私好きです。十二支の猫が好きだったんです。本当です。仲良くなりたいのです。
I mean, but she doesn't love him for him yet. Wink, wink. I mean, she loves him because of the cat, but still, it's definitely something you never heard before. Well, that's not entirely true. Obviously, when I said this, I didn't remember Kagura. So him being so confused about having someone who would like him seems to be strange, seeing as Kagura exists. But I guess it goes to show how much he doesn't see her love for him as anything real. But I guess I'll go deeper into that when we actually meet her. Yeah, I mean, the fact that you feel so bad about it. So adorable. I know. And I think he actually meant it. Like, I think he never did ever again. She was just asking why I was arguing with someone else. I feel like it's our fault. This show makes me so happy. I love Kyou so much. I really relate to him in a lot of ways, and I don't know. Just seeing him like be so awkward, it's just so adorable. Honestly, it is. Cause you see, like right away, he regrets it. You know, you just like his mouth, like his actions, his like he acts before he thinks, obviously. Like, yeah. But like they just, but you know, right away he's like, shit, what did I just do? It's so sweet. Like, and he's really not used to just being around people. I really, really love, you know, the part where Shigure tells him about, you know, training, about gaining experience. You know, the being with people is just like gaining any other skill, and you have to like try it out and be bad at it. Like, that's not what he's saying, but he's saying like you get hurt and you hurt them, and you just learn that way how to, you know, not hurt them, hopefully. Or maybe you just continue doing it, but you learn, you know, you learn each other and you learn to be better at it. It is though, like the thing about people is that you have different people. So like you could have experience with someone. Like generally speaking, yes, it's definitely true. Like you just like generally getting more experience with any kind of person, like people in general, you would just get to, you get to know people better and kind of get to read them a little better, you know, and social conventions and all that. But like the thing is that with people, it's like because they're like there could be like very different people. It's like kind of starting over with every person a little bit, especially with people who are like socially awkward and just don't have it. Like they don't have the skill of just kind of talking to anyone. But it is definitely something that you can train. And I really love that moment with Shigure. Like you really, like I said before, he really knows what to say sometimes, and he has like this really good insight. And at the same time, oh my god, dude, like he does it on purpose, but he's like so callous and insensitive about some things, you know? Oh, Jesus. I mean, but that's just who Shigure is, and honestly, it's in this episode, it's not even that bad. So, yeah, I don't know what got my panties in a twist. I think it's just like the general, I just kind of decided to hate Shigure from the start. Like, he makes fun of things that, you know, like he can tell, because he's so insightful, he can tell exactly, you know, he knows what to say to make you like really hate him sometimes. So I really appreciate, you know, his insightful moments when he's actually kind. I do appreciate those. At the same time, I think he's a horrible person. I find him not horrible, but I mean the whole like manipulating thing, it's definitely a thing for him. And to think that he's really young, you know? When I first read this, like, watched this show, he was, like, obviously older. You know, the older cousin, they live with him, he takes care of them and all that. And he's, like, 25 or something? Maybe even 22? I don't even know. 13. I'm kidding. I really didn't know for sure. He's, like, 27 at least. In this first season. So definitely not as young as I imagined him to be, but still pretty young to raise teenagers, I feel like. 20, whatever. He's younger than I am now. And it's just like, it's kind of terrible to think that, you know, he kind of has their lives in his hand. I mean, they depend on him. They live with him, and they're like teenagers. I mean, I will say that, you know, he's young. He probably didn't sign up to, you know, raising teenagers, for God's sake. But, I mean, or I guess he did, because he took in Yuki and Kyou, and it just kind of, they drop on his door, I guess. I don't know. I mean, he's obviously teasing, and I guess part of it is, like, maybe it's good not to take things too seriously sometimes. Things that seem like really serious to you. But but it's really hard for me too. Like, I really don't get along with people who make fun of things all the time, especially things that, you know, matter to you. Like, and they just like, like, I don't know. I don't know if there was even like an especially good example here for his actions. There wasn't. But like, for instance, when he was like, Yuki, Tooru, and Kyou who lost another fight, and like, he really, I mean, okay, fine. He makes fun of how tenaciously Kyou is like focused on fighting against Yuki and losing against him all the time. Yeah, but like, you know by now, like, how important it is to him. I mean, we do know how important it is to him, but we don't really realize where it all stems from. And it's just mean. It's just mean. But yeah, the fact that he tricked Kyou into taking a transfer, I don't know how you manage that. Like, how do you answer a test without realizing what you're testing for? I mean, okay, fine. I guess you can. I don't know what he told him. Like, yeah, you're taking a test for an IQ test. I don't know. Yeah, Kyou is a little thick. It's true that he doesn't realize some things. So I guess it's easy to manipulate him, but I definitely get his frustration at realizing it. Like, the fact that I'm easy to manipulate doesn't mean that he gives you the right to do it, you know? Fine. I mean, he wouldn't have joined the school, and it wouldn't have that much fun if he didn't do it. So I guess, fine. Okay. But anyway, I just love like right away how, you know, you can differentiate between, like, Kyou and Yuki like have such a unique personalized style for each of them. Like, style, it's like everything about them, like, you immediately see how different they are. I guess that usually happens in a show, but I don't know. Like, I just remember marveling about this all the time when I was reading the story, about how distinct their voices are. And how they just, like, you know, you already right away kind of are introduced to the conflicts between them and how they see things, like the same thing, so differently. And, you know, how important it is to each of them. And how, like, easily it just, like, you drop, like, this show kind of drops in, like, these really traumatic moments. And then kind of, like, and you know that they reach really deep. Like, for instance, with Yuki's, like, memory of Akito telling him, nobody will like you, nobody wants to get close to you, and you know that it has to scar someone for the rest of their life, and yet, and you know, we see it, and then Tooru kind of, you know, does the exact opposite, and it's so unexpected, and it's obviously not, you know, it's just like this tiny thing, it's like this tiny moment. She hasn't, like, accepted everything that Yuki is, kind of, but she kind of has. Like, even if she doesn't know everything, she's the kind of person who kind of, you feel like she accepts everyone as who they are. And so she just, like, is able to, like, afford this kind of cure to them without really trying too hard. Like, she's just being herself. Not to take away from how important or precious it is that she is herself. Being herself is a lifelong endeavor. Like, she had to put effort into becoming the person she is right now. So that's obviously all to her credit. And also to her mom's credit. And it's exactly, you know, it's just, like, you see this part of Yuki's past and you're like, oh God. And you don't realize that it's going to be addressed right away, kind of. Like, with Tori just saying, you know, with Tori just showing him that she still wants to be friends with him, you know, like, no matter what. Like, it's so sweet. And, you know, with Kyou, it happens the same way, that he said, you know, no one would like me. And you, like, think, oh, okay, we'll have to think back on this when whatever happens, you know, eventually. But then immediately it's kind of, like, addressed with with Toru telling him she likes him because of the cat. Like, obviously it's not as deep as these insecurities go, but it's definitely like this first touch of like something different than they expected, something comforting, and and just like it just shows you like how much it makes sense for them to open up to her, because she's exactly what they need, kind of. I don't know, I just love it. Which is definitely something that, feels maybe unrealistic in some ways, or like too good to be true or something. But I don't know, I just appreciate it because it's like, I don't feel like it's really heavy-handed. Like, she's just, it just feels like who Toru is. She's just like that to everyone. So she's just kind, and it kind of works, and I don't know, I just love it. I think maybe the part that makes it work for me, I'm not sure, but I think it's the fact that Toru is obviously not a very well-versed person, or like she comes in with like this kind of heightened sense of being able to help people. She just speaks naturally what comes from her heart, and you can tell that by the way that it's kind of clumsy sometimes, or kind of weird or strange, and it just like fits her character. But you can tell that it's not like it's not very polished, and it's genuine in the way that it comes across. I love this episode. I love the introduction of Kyou. He's such a, he's my favorite character, as you can tell probably, but he adds like this really interesting conflict right away. Like, right away we see kind of what the problem at the core is, even if we just kind of glance over it, like kind of just hear, a little bit of it, and then we don't yet really explore it or anything, but we can already see, the contentious relationship between Yuki and Kyou, and we kind of hear what it's about, and it's just interesting. And it's just fun to see them interact, because they're like it brings out the sides of them, like kind of distills this part of them that we don't get to see, otherwise. Kind of, they just kind of bring out the worst in each other. Not the worst, I guess. Just, I guess you could see it as a bad thing, but also like, we just, like, obviously Toru focuses on the good things. She's like, oh wow, Yuki's so strong or something. I didn't realize this. And Kyou is like so tenacious, like so focused, I guess. Funny how during the reaction I called Yuki focused, and here I called Kyou focused, and obviously I meant it in different ways. Like, Yuki is focused in a calm, calculated way, because he just doesn't he doesn't feel as strongly as Kyou does about this. Like, he's obviously not sharing Kyou's turmoil when Kyou attacks him, and Kyou is focused on defeating Yuki, and because of that he gets too, like, he's emotionally focused, I guess. He gets too aggressive. Like you said, he gets tunnel vision, he can't see anything else, and he gets caught up in his own feelings and his own frustration and his own deep desire to actually land a hit, and so he doesn't see anything, and that leads to his failure every time. And as for Yuki, it's interesting because it shows us how even when Yuki and you finally agree to fight him, and finally seem to feel wronged enough about something when Toru was hurt. I mean, Yuki is good at separating his mind from his heart, I guess, but it also, I think, shows how, even when Yuki wants to come to the rescue of someone, he still is able to keep himself detached and doesn't get emotionally involved. And it's understandable considering that he doesn't really know Toru that much at that point. Like, he doesn't care about her emotionally yet. He cares about her in a very kind of detached politeness kind of way, like, she's my guest, of course you're not going to hurt her in my house. And then, to contrast that, we have the scene where Toru tells him that she would keep their secret, and he loses his cool, and that's, a moment when we see his emotion actually taking over, and he's not, so polite or detached anymore. I could see it that way. Anyway, so I hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. I can't wait to continue. I just love this show so much. And yeah, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.